Just when you thought you could turn your back and walk away, the dark cloud of human indignity follows you. You have no choice but to turn and look it in the eye. It's the sex offender hit list.
Luca, Mississippi. A Luca man was accused of a crime involving a child. This is Sean William Rydell, and he was charged with enticement of a child to meet sexual purposes, and his bond was set at $100,000. There really isn't much else to this story, and by looking at this guy, we really don't want to know about him. Besides, let's just get him in prison and forget he even existed. See ya, Chomo.
Now get in there!
Texas. A 20-year-old man has been arrested after police allegedly discovered more than 50 items of child sexual abuse material at his home. This is Trenton Weddle, and he first came to the attention of the local law enforcement earlier in September after Texarkana Police Department received a tip from the National Center for Missing Exploited Children. The center told police that a popular social media app had notified them that someone had used an IP address in Texarkana to upload pornographic material of a young girl. Within a few days, Detective Casey Schmidt was able to identify Weddle as the owner of both the social media account and IP address in the tip. He then found numerous videos and pictures of child sexual abuse material on Weddle's account and obtained a warrant for his arrest. Police learned during the investigation that children in his complex were routinely seen going in and out of Weddle's apartment. While there is no direct evidence that any of them were victimized, the officers are concerned that something inappropriate might have happened. Detectives located Weddle on Thursday morning at his apartment in the 4600 block of Summerhill Road, and they arrested him. Weddle is being held in the Bi-State Detention Center on a $200,000 bail. See ya, Chomo. A Mississippi middle school teacher is behind bars after being arrested for sexual battery of a minor. The Morton Police Department received a tip on August 17th that Mark Jones was possibly the subject of a sexual assault case against a minor, and upon investigating, the MPD found probable cause to contact Child Protective Services and arrest the 47-year-old on September 5th after a forensic interview was conducted with the child. Jones was employed by the Lake Middle School at the time of the alleged incident. However, officials have confirmed he is no longer working at the school. Well, yeah, I would hope not, right? The warrant issued for the arrest of Jones included 7 counts of sexual battery of a child by a person of authority, and his bond was set at $500,000.
My mother told me there'd be days like this.
Iowa City, Iowa. A man is now behind bars for having more than 430 images and videos of child sexual abuse material and sending at least 2 of those through the social media app Snapchat. Jail records show Devin Kelly, a 30-year-old, is still in the Johnson County Jail Monday after being arrested on Saturday. A criminal complaint says that he had possession of 437 images or videos of children engaging in sex acts on a digital device. The court documents do not say who he sent the images to on Snapchat or give any other details. But he's sitting there in jail on a $10,000 bond. It's kind of low. See ya, Chomo. California. Police have arrested a man in Palo Alto after he stole a wallet and committed crimes against children in a car Friday morning. Officers received a call about a man who police identified as Joshua Keenan Brass of East Palo Alto with a knife exposing himself to her 2 children, a 7-year-old and an 11-month-old, inside her parked car. The mother told police that 10 minutes earlier, she entered a nearby business where her boyfriend was cleaning, and that she returned to the car afterwards and saw the 30-year-old suspect in the driver's seat of her car. The mother said Brass had exposed himself and held a knife against her 7-year-old son and removed the infant from their car seat. The mother ran inside the business to get help and returned with her boyfriend, where they startled Brass and he ran off. Well, police said during their investigation, they learned that Brass had sexually battered the woman's son and struck the infant in the face when removing the child from the car seat. The boyfriend's wallet also was stolen from the center console. Well, they caught up with him about 4 o'clock in the morning somewhere in the neighborhood over there, and he was taken to the Santa Clara County Main Jail for committing a lewd act on a minor, assault with a deadly weapon, child endangerment, and assault with intent to commit a sex act and kidnapping. Wow. Some ridiculous charges. Now, first of all, why does this lady leave her 7-year-old in a car by himself with an infant? I mean, come on, lady. Not today. Not ever. Anyways, see ya, Chomo.
I'd like to know what dirty stone pigeon squealed on me.
South Carolina. A Spartanburg County man is in jail after deputies said he forced an underage boy to expose his private parts to him, and he took photographs of the child. Timothy Curtis Good, a 65-year-old of Pacolet, is facing 8 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and 1 count of criminal solicitation. Good was arrested on Friday after a mother and her son told investigators that Good had hired the boy, whom Good knew, to do some yard work for him. And when that work was done, Good invited him inside the house, where he repeatedly asked the victim to expose himself, and he grabbed the boy's genitals. The victim told investigators he didn't think he'd be allowed to leave until he did what Good asked, so he complied, and that's when Good did that and allegedly took the photos of the boy. Afterwards, Good offered the boy snacks and something to drink before taking him back home. A search warrant for Good's phone reportedly revealed the explicit photos taken of the victim, as well as photos of another unidentified boy. Well, Good remains in jail after a magistrate deferred his bond arrangements to a circuit court judge. So we got some felonies on our hands here. Investigators said based on evidence gathered so far, they believe Good may have also committed similar acts with other victims. And I would happen to think so, because that was pretty brazen. Sickening, Chomo. A longtime School District 51 employee who was arrested last week in a child sex sting led by the FBI, well, he tendered his resignation Wednesday, and I would hope so. John Patrick Pomaski, a 48-year-old of Grand Junction, said in his resignation letter he'll leave his post effective Monday. That's today, and he did. Pomaski, over the last 3 years, was a grant writer and worked in dropout retrieval for the district. Didn't have any contact with students, but before that, he was coordinator of the English Language Learners Program. And he worked in the English department as a second language teacher, first at Wingate Elementary School, and then at the district level for 19 years. He also taught at Bookcliff Middle School back in '92. Pomaski on Monday was released from the Mesa County Jail after posting a $50,000 personal recognizance bond. I don't get how they can say he posted it. That means the judge let him out for free on his own word, you know. But that was in lieu of his charges, which included internet exploitation of a child and internet luring of a child. Now, how are you going to go do that with a child and then let somebody just walk free? Pomaski responded to an internet advertisement for a 19-year-old woman last Friday evening and spent several hours talking and texting with an undercover officer posing as that woman. The officer identified herself as a 14-year-old girl who was staying at a local hotel. Pomaski allegedly agreed to meet her after they negotiated sex acts that he wanted to perform. Then he was arrested in a traffic stop on the way there. Pomaski's case marks the 4th time in 7 months that a District 51 employee has been investigated by local law enforcement on allegations of improper contact with young girls. Disgusting. See ya, Chomo.
I'm gonna give you solitary confinement for 99 years.
This is 31-year-old Dale Merchant of Winchester, Virginia. He was arrested on September 10th of this year for taking indecent liberties with children, use of a communication system to facilitate certain offenses involving children, and violating his probation as a registered sex offender. That's all we know about this story too, but if more details come forward, you be sure to find them here first on the sex offender hit list. See ya, Chomo. Texas. Northwest Corpus Christi bar owner Amanda Talbert was re-arrested Friday on human trafficking charges. She now faces 4 charges of continuous trafficking, in addition to the 2 counts of indecency with a child that stemmed from a joint investigation between the Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission and the Texas Attorney General's office. She was arrested on the original charges in April and made a court appearance back in May. She's being represented by former Nueces County District Attorney Mark A. Gonzalez, but she's being accused of taking sexual advantage of young girls and grooming them for prostitution, along with 80-year-old Nuarjar George Manison, who is charged with sexual assault of a child and solicitation of prostitution for a person under the age of 18. Law enforcement said in April that they expected to find more victims in the pair's reported scheme to find women to sexually assault, and they did. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they found a bunch more also. Jeez, what a chomet.
Let me out of here! Let me out of here!